Hello, I wanted to make a new video talking about how I save time with entering assignments in Repertoire and also cover other things that I've discovered since I made the last video. So one thing I decided to do was create a 101 option so that anything that I want to appear at the very top of my Repertoire list that's not really necessarily attached to an assignment or a book, I just put 101 at the front of it and it'll show up right here, or you could put 00 or whatever. And that way you can see it there and quickly assign it to a student. One thing that's new since the last video I made is that there's a clear all selection. So when you click on these boxes, up will pop 3 options when you have one thing selected. And you can share, delete, or duplicate. If you want to duplicate, that's a great way to save time when you're entering your assignments. If you click 2 things, then that duplicate goes away. And so if you've clicked some things and then you search for something else and go to a new area and you can't understand why the duplicate button isn't showing up, just click clear all selections and then you can start over with clearing one thing at a time. So let's take this one right here and we're going to duplicate. And this creates a new copy. And this is what I do, I take out the copy and then I would change. If I was going to be entering page 3, I would just change that number. I would change whatever the name was right here. And everything else pretty much stays the same except changing the page number here because this is a template. I'm not putting any instructions for the student here. I'm just simply making a copy so that it's easy for me to quickly assign it to a student. And then I could add assignment. If there was an attachment like an MP3, then I could click the attachment button here and find the file on my computer and attach a backing track that way. I could record one right into the app if I want to, or the desktop. Or if I want to link to a Google Drive, or if I want to link to video, then you can do that as well. If you want to attach a video, then you'll have to use this attachment button and make sure the video is on your computer. If you're on your phone or your iPad, you can click the paperclip button and then click phone gallery to find the video that you want to attach. So that's how I can save time quickly to enter an assignment that is just the next assignment in a book. So then the next thing I wanted to show is my media here. So I used to enter everything in Repertoire first and then assign it to the student. I wasn't really using my media. Well, now that we have folders and subfolders, I'm finding it's a whole lot easier for me to keep my media organized in here first. And then when I create the assignment in Repertoire, it loads a lot faster into the assignment because it's already been uploaded to the Tonara server. If you want to create a folder, you just click create a folder and type in the name, and it's almost done. Okay, so you can create new subfolders as many times as you want to organize things there. Let's say I want to upload an MP3 file just to this area. I'm going to click upload, and then you have to find where it is on your computer. What I do is when I import them into iTunes, I look for the folder that it went into and then I copy that folder and put it all on my desktop in a piano teaching MP3 so I can quickly access them. So, let's say you were going to look for something from Tales. Mine are not ordered in order, so I'm going to click by name and that'll fix this. Okay, so it's under Irina Gorin. And then let's say I just want to do the first one. So I'm going to click that. I'm going to click open. And then it's going to give me a chance to change the file name. And I can click upload. And it's going to put it right here. And you can add a whole album all at once. You can add lots of files all at once. If you upload them here, it makes it so that you can send it to a student in the chat. Like if they say, oh, I graduated from playing Popcorn, but I want to play it still. And you have Popcorn saved in here. Then you can quickly add that to a chat message so that they can have that file or accompaniment track saved in their media library so they can access it later even if it's not an assignment anymore. So that's the value that I've seen in adding things to media first, is saving time for entering Repertoire and so that I can access things quickly to send one by one to a student. So I showed you how to add subfolders and add files. Something else that takes a bit to figure out if you've never done it before is if you right click on a folder, you'll get an option to rename it, to move it, or delete folder. If you click move to, you can create a subfolder that way by moving it somewhere like that, but I don't need to do that. But if you accidentally put it in the wrong place, you could do that. Oh, another thing I wanted to mention is you don't always have to load your media into the main folder here and then click each one and then move it to the folder. Whatever folder you have open, that's where it's going to upload the materials. So try to get whatever folders you want in place before you have to add your file so that you're not having to click each one and move it one at a time or as a group. That'll save some time. Back in the repertoire, one more thing I wanted to add is occasionally a question will come in about how we can sort our repertoire because right now it's all being sorted alphabetically. That also includes it being sorted numerically. So if you want to use the system that I explained in my other video of titling every single assignment with some kind of name that is representing the book and the level, and then putting in the page numbers and then putting in the piece title, you will see that I have to put a 0 before one-digit numbers for them to show up in order. Otherwise, you'll get all the ones first, which would include page 1 and page 12 and page 15 before you would see page 2. So if the book has 2-digit numbers that doesn't have more than 99 pages, then you can do 02. If it's a book that's larger and it has over 100 pages, then I do 002. That way things can be in order here. I mentioned before I do that so that it's easy for me to see what comes next to assign to students, but it's also so that I can see that I have not missed anything that I need to add. There's one other way to save even more time when entering assignments. Since the last video I made about keeping repertoire organized and trying to save time when entering repertoire, since I made that video, I have come across another way to save time. Is if you know you don't already have it in your repertoire and you're in the student that you want to edit. So let's say this is myself as a student. So let's say I finished learning page 33 and there was another song in the book. Then I could open up this assignment and I could edit it. And then I could just do page 34 and change the title and change the page numbers there. You could put instructions here if you wanted or add anything else that you want. And then when you click add this assignment to my repertoire, not only are you assigning it to your student fully updated for this week, you're also putting it in your repertoire. So it kind of saves a step when you do it that way. Now I'm not going to click update because there isn't a page 34, or at least there is, but it's not a new song. And so that's a really nice way to be able to do both at the same time. So I hope that helps. If you have any more questions, let me know.